All right. We're waiting on people to come on in. Come on in. Let's see it. Let's see who's here, who wants to talk about it. Let's see. Who's here? Y'all asked, and I am here to deliver. So I'm going to wait for you guys to come on in. I am ready to discuss. So we're going to wait. That's what we're going to do. Y'all asked, and here it is. Get in here. 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock here on the West Coast. 6 o'clock. 6, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7. 8 Mountain Standard Time. So we are waiting. Hey, hey. I am waiting, anticipating this conversation. We said 10. So I'm waiting on y'all to get in here, get in here, get in here. Y'all see those notifications. Y'all hitting them, coming on in. This is going to be a good one, I think. This is going to be a real good one. So we'll see how this conversation goes. Hey, Michelle B. How are you? This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. If you have not, if you didn't watch the last live where we were talking about online beefs with your family and stuff like that, this is why this live was birthed from that. Someone made a comment and then I was like, what? Hey, Cheyenne, good to see you again. Thank you for dropping by. I'm fine, thank you. I am doing very well. I am refreshed. I freshened up, changed my clothes, got on my loungewear. I'm here early getting my wine. Listen, I'm waiting on hubby to come back. He went to go get some dinner for himself. I'm gonna eat. I'm not eating on purpose because y'all ain't gonna hold me tonight. I love y'all, but y'all, listen, y'all call and want to stay on the phone all day. See, that's, no. Yep. So I'm gonna ask him to bring me some wine up and everything. Oh man, I forgot to put on my do not disturb. Hold on, y'all. No, I don't want to mess up the stream. Hopefully nobody calls me, because it always messes up the sound when someone calls me and then I try to get the sound back and I don't want to leave and come back. Yes, honey, get some wine. One of my mentors in my head, the GOAT of spilling tea, Tasha K. I love that aspect about her, the wine and stuff like that. That's not my thing. I could, I can't take that from her for sure, but she got it on lock for sure. But I'm doing good. I'm refreshed. Thank you. I do a little something every now and then. Toya said that she likes my makeup. I do a little something every now and then. Got your wine. That's what I'm talking about. See, now I gotta tell the hubby, because he coming up. He's so nosy. Leave a wave at me if your significant other, male significant other, is really nosy. Like, he loves, like, if I'm really on the phone or whatever, he just sitting there acting like he's on his phone, but he's not. And he said this is gonna be a juicy topic. Like, he cannot wait to see what we have to say. I feel like I don't know how we're gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna. They try not to be, but he is so nosy. Because he knows we're about to dish tea. That's what he's saying, So anyway, if you wasn't on my last live, someone made a comment about Lizzo. Apparently, my cousin said that video is old. And so there's a video of her twerking at a party, and some dudes are using some water hose and spraying her down. Well, even though it's old, it's regaining popularity on TikTok. But anyway, I think it's necessary, and it's something that's been on my heart, just kind of to springboard a conversation about we as women, specifically Black women, Are we over sexualized? Hey, Monica. Are we over sexualized in the media? Like, is that our fault? Is it the media's fault? Is it twofold? Is it what we're feeding the media? Is it what we're doing? So that's the conversation. And like I said, someone said, hey, did you see that about Lizzo or whatever? I think I'm gonna put on my do not disturb. I usually put on do not disturb. That's another tip. When you're recording live or pre-recording, you need to put on do not disturb, because when in the editing room, it sucks when you have all this footage when you're sitting there like, you got this whole conversation that you got to cut out. So anyway, yeah, so that's the conversation. That's what we're talking about. It's not just Lizzo. It's not just so and so. I just feel like a very popular what is it, gossip column thing. We see them on Instagram and everything, and it's I guess I could say it, the shade room. The shade room posts a lot of stuff, and I'm not blaming the shade room at all. But my question, and the question on the table tonight is it team too much? Are we over sexualized in the media? It's to the point where that is all people expect from us. That's the question at hand. They try not to be. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at so what do you think? What do you think? Leave a comment down below. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Loving your look. You look breezy and right on point. Thank you. No, you don't blame the media. Deborah Lady Day says, no, don't blame the media. Monica says she loves my look. I look easy breezy and right on point. Yes, this is actually my loungewear. Watch my video. Learn the tricks of the trade as far as, getting ready for your video or not. We need to use discretion. No cameras will be at my parties. We have no posting rule unless everyone agrees. That is a very good point that I did want to make. Women are over sexualizing themselves. All right, let's stick to this first comment because that is something that my cousin said, and it's a very good point. I am not saying anything's wrong with twerking. I don't think there's anything wrong with twerking at a party. I'm not saying anything's wrong with twerking at a party, getting hosed down if that's what she wanted to do. I'm over it. I'm over it. I think that's my thing. Like, I'm over it. I'm just over every other story or highlight or reel on the shade room, and everything else is the twerking. I mean, and I don't mind it. I twerk at home with my kids. We, all of that. But do you feel like it's too much? It's not balanced. It's almost as if when you see a woman with class, people are surprised. I know you get it. If you're a woman of color, of any, especially Black women, I don't know about Mexican or, any other race, but I know for a fact for Black women, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, I can go to Sephora to pick up makeup. I can go to the grocery store and I'm getting hit with, hey girl, hey. Like, they automatically assume. And it's like, there's a time and a place for everything. And I guess that's the second part of my discussion. I think that part of the problem is it seems to be what they think. Of course it sells, but I'm just like, what more do you have to offer? I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not a prude to the point where I don't twerk. Of course I do, whatever. But like Joanne said, at my house, we're not recording mama twerking or whatever like that. They're programmed. It starts from home. My mom used to say, you look pretty, not look at that ass and you thick. Some new mothers are horrible. My mom never told me you got a bad body. Okay, very good point. Well, Deborah, I understand what you're saying. I have young adult daughters, and we body out each other all the time. You know, if I'm looking good and I walk past my okay, I mean, that's just what we do. But I very much don't you love that idea. Yeah, no cameras. I very much have that mother-daughter bond and respect, but definitely when they get a little older, you're definitely going to be like, okay, body, it's normal, as far as I'm concerned. But I see your point, and I know what you mean, like crossing the line. And of course we can say that the line is different for all of us. I just feel like I'm seeing too much of it. Like, I have a story about that. Once I got a little bit older, I don't think it's appropriate to do all that twerking in public, but at home with my man, different story. But all in public, it's just a little too much. Monica, that's what I'm saying. Toya, that's what I'm saying. It's a bit much. And I think it's a bit much, but it's also, to me, I just feel like, for lack of a better term, I just feel like that's what people think that's all we are. You know, we're our hips, our thighs, and that's it. You know, am I saying don't have fun? Absolutely. I'm not saying that with your girls, even in public. If you want to twerk in public, that's not what I'm saying. But again, this conversation sprung from someone in my previous life. If you didn't already, make sure you watch that live. That was a very good conversation. We talked about everything from soup to nuts. We didn't stay on the topic of the title as usual. And I also dropped the Simone Biles video if you haven't watched that. And I also showed you guys what I do to prepare to film a video. So watch all those videos, have fun with them. I'm giving you guys some great content. So there you have it. So I don't know. Then we have to ask ourselves, okay, and I guess it's just social media. Social media is in our face. Yes, totally different era. I got you by 10 years is all. No. I agree with you 100%. And yeah, you can have all the fun and dance, but Lord, no, at some point, use proper discretion. That's all. Hi, Melissa, I'm back. Hey, Gertrude, we just starting a conversation. I just like when I see the kids doing it. I don't like to see the kids do it. Toya says she dislikes when the kids do it. I'm the same way. I don't like when the kids do it. And I guess that's my point. There seems to be no discretion. I look at some of these YouTubers, like I see them going to funerals and the clothes that they're wearing, I'm like, that's not funeral type. It's just a different time. As Deborah said, we're living in a different time. We knew, you know, if you were going to wear your Daisy Dukes, your short shorts and everything else, you were not going to wear that to grandma's house. That you, at least in my family, because your aunts, uncles, and everybody was going to drag you, make you change your clothes and everything else. That's just was not going to happen. I did not grow up having to twerking is great cardio. However, scantily clad twerking in public is not a good look. There's a time and place for everything. I agree 100%, Cheyenne. We would have gotten our beat. We absolutely would have. You know, you're not going to grandma's house looking like that, but that doesn't mean that I didn't dress a certain way. That's what I'm finding with this generation of young people, young women. Long gone are the days where it's so hilarious because I'm watching the numbers go up and they're like, oh, we're talking about classy stuff. Out of here. Well, that's okay. It's fine. I love having a conversation with you guys. But, you know, long gone are the days where you thought your favorite singers, celebrities, and everything was one way. They were one way and they lived one way, very private. They showed us what we needed to see. And then when they passed away, you're like, oh, they were a hoe, they were this. Or even, you know, they did certain things for their album covers or different things like that. But it wasn't in your face 24/7, twerky. And so talking about that video that this conversation sprung from, I just looked at the thumbnail of it and I was just like, okay, you know, I don't know. That's their normal. She was twerking and they were spraying the water hose on her. That's these kids' normal. That, like, they have no decorum, no reserve. That's the word. I'm not gonna say decorum. They have no reserve about life. Like, these kids and their kids to us, it's all or nothing with them. it's yeah. So here's the thing, between our generation and their generation, we probably would have been doing the same thing. I wouldn't have, but I'm just saying. Growing up in Miami, it was hot. We went to pool parties, blah 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 blah. But let's just say, because I mean, I'm in the 2 Live Crew era. If I were doing that, it would not be in that public setting, because you would have got dragged as a female. I don't like seeing the kids doing it. I don't care for the kids knowing all the words to the songs like WAP either. True talk, this era really needs some more positive public figures and music. That's the thing. We had that. Like, I tell my kids, shock television was, when some television show came out, and it was just so wild. Like, that was the exception to what was going on. Nowadays, it's like everybody's wild. Like, I love social media. I consume it. I love the internet, but at the same time, I just feel like it's just too much. It's just too much. I remember wearing shorts under dresses, and now it's no panties. Good point. Some things weren't talked about in our home. You just knew it was not going to fly. Getting embarrassed if you want to. And that's a good point. I watch a lot of the young YouTubers, a lot of them. Very interesting, some of the things that they do and how they move. And it's very interesting to me, because I often wonder who's guiding them, And then I have to remind myself, I can't judge, because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. If you have a 26-year-old that attends a funeral in a scantily clad outfit, I don't know if the parents said anything. I'm just judging by how she's saying, "Hey, just got back from the funeral." Like, it's what they show us, right? So that's all I can say. Some things weren't talked about. Okay, we said that. So it's just very interesting to me. Here's the other question. Do you feel like other races of women are in the media for the same thing just as much? I don't think so. But you guys tell me. Is it all women or just Black women? I'll wait. Because I don't see it. I'm not saying other races aren't in the media doing that. I'm not saying that they, their families aren't saying anything. I'm just saying, in the media, when I think about the major channels, when I think about TikTok, when I think about different things, we are just super, super sexualized and I don't want to say undisciplined, but what's the word? Because I don't want to go so extreme to say modest. I don't want to say that. Like, I don't want to say that. I don't need the 20-something-year-olds. Modesty is fitting within its rightful place. But I don't want to be prudish in that sense. I guess what I'm saying is, it's nice to see the twerking and the having fun and all of that. Of course, I do all that at home. We do all that. I'm not even going to sit up here in front and act like, oh my God, twerking or whatever. But number one, I wouldn't do it with like teeny tiny little kids around, or playing. Like, my kids know when I'm in the car with them, there's certain songs that I don't listen to when they're in the car or whatever, just out of respect. Like, we're not, like you said, WAP or whatever. I don't know. Monica, it's ridiculous how it seems like anything goes in this era, and it's called creative expression. That's a good point. And where does it end? It reminds me of the movie Players Club. The favorite line: "Use what you got to get what you want." It seemed like that's all you see. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. I missed a comment. I see most cultures twerking, but although we're speaking on females, the males are even more provocative. We can have that conversation another day. The males are definitely just as provocative. The lyrics, I think it's mostly us. However, if it's shifting to others, they just do it in private, I think. And I guess that's what I'm asking. Should we just be? This another day. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna have this conversation. Probably won't have it tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. Probably won't have it Thursday. Because I've been pushing out some content for y'all. But we are gonna have this conversation really soon. Yes, it's a private thing because I'm around other. It's very. I live around other cultures. I interact with other cultures. I personally feel like we're so distracted in a lot of areas. We're so focused on a lot of things in a lot of areas, and a lot of things that other cultures really inbred in their kids. Yes, while they're still doing foolishness, I'm not saying that they're not, but there's a building of the culture that's happening in their families. That's why during this past Trump era, you had families breaking apart because they're like, hey, you're going against our tradition. We indoctrinated you. This is how you behave. This is what we believe. And then you had a group of people that were like, no, I'm going to Black Lives Matter or whatever. So we're so distracted. We're so distracted and very distracted very easily. And it could be me. I know that I have a balance of media. I'm all over the place when it comes to media and social media. True. While I don't publicly get down like that, I notice it's negative when it's blacks, but funny when it's other races. I don't think it's funny for any race. That's a very good comment. I don't think it's funny for any race, but I think that we're twerking in public, and that's all right. You know, I had the conversation about the bonnets. Everybody's like, oh, you know, bonnets here. I wear bonnets at home, mind your own business, all this other stuff. Other races do it. I promise you, if in the last 4 trips that I've taken, I have not seen anybody else in any other culture wearing bonnets, but that's a whole nother conversation. My concern is our public image. Not necessarily are we having fun? Should we not have fun? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not even saying don't twerk, but I wanted to have this conversation because it was very interesting. And I think it's just a generational thing. Let's see. Hey, just getting on here to topic. What's going on? Hey, Bridget. So we are talking about, so in the last live, I was talking and someone said, hey, did you see the Lizzo video? And I was like, the Lizzo video? And they were like, yeah, she was twerking at a party and these guys were spraying the water hose on her. And I was like, oh, and so it sparked the conversation. It reminded me of a conversation that I wanted to have, which was surrounded about our public persona, our, as a group, as a whole. I'm a Black woman, so I can only speak for Black women. I can't speak for any other race or anything else. I can tell you what I observed or what I think I observed or whatever, but I just want to get y'all opinion. Sad part, people be thinking people are laughing with them when they act like that, but they really laughing at you. And that's the way I feel. I feel like, okay, perfect example. To be fair, one thing I do see in other races are the short shorts with the family. Yes, I fit sassy. That's my point. It's a time. Okay, I think we're all agreeing there's a time and place for everything. I think someone else chimed in and was like, why is it only negative when it's Black people? I don't think it's just negative when it's Black people. It's just a time and place for everything. Like, I've seen it at, you see it at the school, you see it in the mall. And don't get me wrong, Black folks will have fun any and everywhere. We will make, listen, the most tragic thing, we will make a joke about it and we will laugh about it and we will have fun. So don't get me wrong. I'm not judging Lizzo, have your life and everything else, but I wanted to, it is kind of shocking to get hosed down in public as you're twerking. Like, I don't know. What y'all think about that specifically? You wouldn't be hosing me down, but hey, it's okay. And I agree with you, Sassy. I think that, and I've said it in previous videos, I think that, yes, a lot of times, the head scarves, the bonnets, the braids, cornrows, big lips. I mean, if you're of a certain age, you got picked on for big lips. You got picked on for having darker skin. You got picked on for all this BBL stuff, like all this stuff that's now the norm. We once were picked on. So I agree with you 100%, Sassy, where it's like, once it crosses, like right now we're having a conversation, but the minute someone else does it that's white or a different culture, then it's okay. But honestly, I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay at all. I think that I I would like to see a balance. I would like to see a balance of knowing where you're at and behaving a certain place, behaving a certain way because that's where you're at. I don't necessarily see that. Okay. Okay. I dance but not in public. So yes, that's a no-go. I don't want my kids seeing 10 years later. Absolutely. And I'm not even saying don't twerk in public. Like that's if you're at a club, that's the appropriate place to do it. I'm not saying Lizzo wasn't even at the appropriate place to be twerking at a pool party. But I guess I am saying, is it too far while you're twerking to get hosed down, but then also to have it filmed? And then also, is that all we have to offer? Is the media portraying it that like that's all we have to offer? I guess that's all the thing. Those are all the questions I have. So let's discuss for a little bit. Is that all we have to offer? And I'm afraid that that's what it is. Monica says, exactly. Like, at what cost to get attention, though? Nothing wrong with twerking, but at what cost? I wear a bonnet, might even run to the corner store, but out to eat with the kids, school is too much. Thank you, Monica. So you feeling the conversation. You feeling what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying Lizzo don't have fun. I'm not saying twerking. I twerk and get it. My kids might come to the corner and it's whatever. But I'm not going to do that in a public setting, in certain settings. You're not filming me do it or whatever. And you certainly not water hosing me down as I'm twerking. Like, I'm not a freaking cow. Like, what the heck? Sassy said, 2 left feet here. So, I throw in my, Sassy said, I need help. Deborah says, it's just how some women go too far with it. Like, that's their greatest asset. Deborah, that's what I'm saying. And it's bad. And it's bad. Bridget says it's bad that the media look at us like that, but they do. They absolutely do. I've been places, I've been at parties, I've been in public places, and guys have just been really aggressive in that nature because they think we're all wild like that. And I'm like, no, or they approach you a certain way and you have to check them real quick. Like, no, that's not happening up in here. So, of course, we back in the day, we used to get catcalled, all of that. All of that is normal. But like you said, someone said, it's the attention. And I don't know. I don't know. I just had to have this conversation and see what y'all thought about it. Because they do. I think the media does. I don't know. Okay, let me say this. Part of the problem is, and at me all you want, part of the problem is we want to be respected. We want to be thought of at a caliber of professionalism. You want to be taken seriously. You want to be viewed as, this. I guess it goes back to the original thing. You're doing all that, and then you're just like, respect me. And it's like, I do. Trust me, I do. But did you just see he's hosing you down? Like, I don't know, child. You should be able to dance and have fun, but be mindful of the dance move, like being bent over. Yes. Okay, good point, Toya, because let's just be honest. That bent over move and everything else is just simulating, some sort of sexual act and everything else like that. So yeah, it's not just dancing. Like, absolutely, you are absolutely right. Basically, all rap videos start with a group of chicks half naked over twerking. Yeah, that's true, Monica. And that's just historically. Historically, that's been a thing. Like, I hate when you in the mall and they say, "Hey, girl." Yes, yes. And I'm telling you, Bridges, when they hit me with an "A girl" and all that stuff, I get deep. I'm telling you, I code switch so fast. Hello, how? Like, do not address me like that. You don't know me. We're not all monolithic. We don't get down the same. So don't do that. Don't do that. another point, get to know us individually. Bridget's made a very good point. You know, when we're in the mall or, you know, wherever you go, it's like, you can definitely tell the people that are leading with stereotypes. You can definitely tell the people that leading with these stereotypes or versus the people that are really trying to get to know you. The people that are trying to get to know you, they already know who you are. So yeah, it's very interesting how that goes. So, you know, we want to have that conversation. It sounds like we're all on the same page. I wish I had somebody be like, come on and be like, mind your business, you know, because I want to hear your take. You know, we all agree with that. There's some people that it's the hello you just said, Monica. My only grandchild is 15, teen, and I talk to her about twerking all the time. I don't allow her to do that around me. Respect. And I guess that's my point. Like Lizzo in that video, do these girls, grandmothers, are you not afraid that your grandmother's gonna see that? Like, I guess that's my point. Like, we did all these things. Like we did whatever the dirt, however it is, you did whatever it is that you did, however you did it. You had fun at parties, you did whatever. And a lot of things just wasn't publicized. We're in a new era. There was not the internet back in the day. Absolutely. But now that it is, it's still not an excuse, in my opinion, to just let it loose because, hey, it's the internet world. Like, what about your future grandchildren seeing this? Your grandmother seeing this? We had that in our head, like, uh-oh. Okay, please do, Bridges. I was going to text you today for an update. Definitely. We just had sense enough. If you were trained a certain way. I'm not going to say everyone. I'm not going to assume everyone is I'm not going to say everyone grew up the same way we grew up, right? Not necessarily. So if you grew up in this era, or if you're like a young adult in this era, I know my kids are still like, it's not the look. I don't know. The new thing is OnlyFans. That could definitely be an influence for sure. That could definitely be an influence because OnlyFans, they wilding out over there too. Y'all, we just living in a different era. We're living in a different era where anything goes, and anything sells. And, you know, I feel like ultimately in some of these cases, it's a different type of minstrel show. That's what the point of my video is. That's my bottom line. Are we being minstrels sexually? Lord, I have to go watch the video with Lizzo. I missed it. Crazy thing is, she's super talented, vocals on point, plays instrument. She don't need to do all that. She don't need to do all that. She, someone emailed me the video. I don't want to put it in here. It's just because that's just me promoting it. It's an old video, allegedly it's an old video my cousin said, but from what I understand, the person that sent it to me said that it's now becoming popular again on TikTok. And that's the thing. Again, I'm all for having fun. I'm all for partying. I'm all for 2 Live Crew and everything. Like, that's the era. Like, I'm from Miami. That's how we got down. Dude Brown, all that. You understand? So I understand. I get it. But I had sense enough to know when to do it and when not to do it. So do you think they should be more aware because there is social media? Like, our stuff hasn't been cataloged. Like, there's no videos out there or anything. So should they be a little bit more reserved or cognizant of what's going on around them because of that? You know, instead of using it as an excuse to say, oh, it's the internet. I hate the cat. Let's see what she say. I hate the Cash Me people on live too. I'm in a lot of groups and that's all I see is Cash App and I'll show you this or I'll twerk. And that's crazy. We shouldn't have to do that. People ask for Cash Apps and they'll, like, what do you mean? Like the person running the live? Oh, I've seen that. Or do you mean the person running the live is like, hey, I'm gonna put my Cash App down and I'll give you a twerk? A girl, yeah. I've seen that. If that's what you're talking about, I have seen someone running a live and just kind of acting like it's a party and twerking for Cash App. I have seen that. It seems like today's world suggests raunchy and common is what sells and what's expected not. And if you only knew the names I've been called for ignoring guys' ignorant approaches, respect sassy, I can imagine. Trust me, it's hey you, hey y'all, hey whatever, until you reject them. The minute you reject them, then you this, that, and the other. Trust me, I understand. Stay strong. It doesn't matter. I have mixed emotions because I don't want people policing our bodies. Absolutely. We are sexual beings and we know how to work it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We know what these hips can do. I agree with you 100. That's why I'm torn. I think my only thing is, do you, but I think it's just a time and a place for everything. But then it goes to the question, where is the time? Where is the place? I still remember Lizzo courtside at a game wearing panties with all her butt cheeks showing, and she stood up and started dancing. I was like, wow, out in public in a game like that. Why? I don't know, Monica. I don't get it. And like Joanne said, she has mixed emotions about it because she doesn't want to police people's bodies. We're sexual beings. And the truth of the matter is, a certain woman, especially shaped like myself, or certain women shaped a certain way, you could be fully clothed and you still va 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 boom. Like I eat without even trying. So I understand that as well. Lizzo are more conscious of what she does and who she was doing to be a part of something. Madele, I don't know. Lizzo are more conscious of what she does and who she was doing to be a part of something. Okay. That's a good point. I absolutely am torn about it because I don't want to police women's bodies, and we are sexual beings. But not sexuality, but sexual acts typically are private. So I don't know. It goes down to the other conversation, and I'm not going to do a separate live about this, so I'll talk about it now. But it reminds me of the conversation of thongs at public places where there's children. And I don't know, in Europe, you're going to get all the thongs. In Hawaii, when we lived there, you got all the thongs. Monica, is ba ba ba. I can't help it, Monica. It's the ba 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 boom for you. That's the way I describe it. And sometimes I'm like, that's not my intentions. I don't want to ba 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 boom, but you can't help it. It is what it is. I'm just sick of this thick, thick, thick versus thin, thin, thin mentality. The overbearing shout out that thick is better is what's sad to me. Okay, Deborah. I don't think thick is better, but thick make it do what it do. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Little thicky thick, Hey. I'm in between. Except these hips don't lie. There's a time and a place for everything. I think, Felicia, that's ultimately what I'm saying. I'm not trying to police anyone. I'm not trying to police anyone, but I think maybe perhaps what's coming to my mind, maybe perhaps those of us of a certain age, of a certain era, we're probably just mourning, MOURNING. We're mourning a certain standard that is lost. It's lost. No one's wearing slips. No one's being taught to wear slips. No one, it's just, all that's a lost art. It's just gone. I'm gonna tell you about me. Deborah, Lady Day Moore, Monica, it says, I agree. I think all body types are beautiful. I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. I love the classical, in my head, the classical dress up 19, not 50s, but the Black women of the 50s, 60s, 70s, just the gloves, I love that. That just, listen. And I knew that took work. But I'm just traditional when it comes to that. But in my head, I like that. I love old movies and black and white movies. Trust me. I say that, but the way I wear my leggings and t-shirts and stuff most of the time nowadays, I'm just talking mess. But I'm just giving you a mindset. Felicia said, no slips, girdles, pantyhose, or panties. They become obsolete, child. I don't even know. Deborah said, listen, watch out, thicky thick. I'm small with a butt. I'm good. Come on, Deborah, small with a butt. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Yes, we need more music like Miss Education of Lauryn Hill. That's another part of the conversation. Like, what is the music saying? And the sad part about it is the people we're sleeping on, Jasmine Sullivan, Jennifer Hudson, like the girls that really have the lyrics, Lauryn Hill, the people that really have the lyrics with standards, they don't sell. They don't become popular. They don't become marketed. You know, you got to wop and all this other crazy stuff or whatever. I still wear a slip most of the times because I think my mommy is up in heaven and she'll having a fit if I don't. I know that's right. If I notice that it's see-through, I'm wearing it. I'm wearing one for sure. Yeah, it's just perhaps we're just mourning a time that's gone. And I don't know if we can come back from that. The family unit looks completely different. Mamas aren't on the scene. Your grandmas, they are, but they're kind of taking a lower voice in some families. Some families still have a strong mama, and she's like, don't. And when I say mama, I'm like, great, and then grandma's so young or young looking. And I don't mean that it with any disrespect, because my mom is a grandmother, obviously, to my kids. And she's not trying to behave a certain way. She just has really good youthfulness. Like, she just doesn't, not in a disrespectful way, but very youthful, absolutely youthful. And my grandkids, I mean, when they come, I'm not going to be like old. And so the times have changed. They're being slept on because shocking drama sells. Absolutely, Felicia. Like Jasmine Sullivan, that's my girl. Ella May. Listen, they being slept on because they have standards. That's so sad. I just gave y'all a little spitty spit. Deborah says, I envy stretch pants. They're for thick women. They would look like Easter tights on me. Y'all got the ups on t-shirts and stretchies. You think so? Monica says, absolutely love her. Her music is good, but sad music like City Girls will chart. And that's right. Giving positive message, feel good. And that's the thing, y'all. Like, I feel like now that we're talking about it, I think we're just mourning an era. There was an era where, regardless of what they was doing when they got home or out of the studio, dudes was talking about loving a woman correctly. You understand? They were talking about the family unit. They were talking about getting home to my baby. The woman is the queen. Like, all of that. It just don't. Monica said, listen, Deborah, embrace your body and put them tights on, hun. I know that's right. So it's just so interesting to me. And I just wanted to have that conversation. And I really, one of the comments that really stuck out for the night is the fact that, like Joanne said, let me see if I can find it. She doesn't want to, she's mixed about it. I have mixed emotions, and that's what I keep saying. Ultimately, it's Lizzo's right to be bent over at a party on a patio being sprayed down by a water hose or whatever. Just like it was Miley Cyrus's right to do whatever the heck she was doing, swinging, and this one's right and that one's right. Like, ultimately, it's their right. The conversation really is just to give us something to think about, and also just to question whether we're is it a moot point? Is it over? We're mourning a time that is long gone. And I'm not quite sure we're going to get those days back. where there was a time and place for everything. So while I don't want to police anyone, I do wish that there was a time still where we understood there was a time and place for everything. Much love, Monica, but much love, Monica, but I dress sexy classy. I'm always dressed up and wear heels. I'm a legend in heels. Come on. Period, Deborah. Period. Deborah said, listen, I'm a legend in heels. Always dressed up. I'm typically always dressed up. I'm the friend where everybody else goes, what you wearing? Because, you know, it's like, oh, let's go to the movies, but neither here nor there. I don't really wear a lot of heels nowadays. Don't really do the heels unless I'm going somewhere special on a date or something like that. But no, don't do the heels. Yes, R&B music. Monica says, I loved R&B music. I mean, it was just a time. You know, I think it's a moot point, my friends. I think that we are mourning a time. We're mourning a standard that is gone. Nothing against anyone. Like I mentioned, you know, that comment, I loved it. It really struck at me. Like, I don't want to police anybody's body. I don't want to police anyone's actions. I don't want to tell Lizzo, oh, you're not a female, you don't respect yourself or whatever, just because it's not something that I would do. Felicia says, those days are going to come back because everything that's old will be new again. That's history. Perhaps. Social media is a different beast, you know, it's just a different thing. And, you know, the life standard is a different thing. Just times have changed. Times have absolutely changed. So I don't even think it's fair to put a standard on these young people because it wasn't taught to them. It wasn't taught to them. It's lost somewhere. It's lost. I don't have kids, so I dress as I please. I dress like I'm going somewhere every day. I love clothes, period. Yes. I agree 100%. Kids shouldn't stop you from dressing. So I don't know if anyone doesn't dress because they don't have kids, but yeah, having children, I can't stand not seeing a family not put together or whatever, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time and everything else. So yeah. I think, let's see what else. My allergies are kicking my butt. Okay, I think that's it. Those days are gone. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if the days are going to come back. I think it's just a moot point. I think at this point, every conversation we've been having it's a different time. They're not the same. Okay, so here's the question. I want to hear from, I'm 48, so I want to hear from the people that are old enough. So let's say 20 years older than me, about, if you're on here, you're not, don't worry about it. Because I'm sure they said the same thing about us. Those crazy kids, 2 Live Crew, you know, oh my goodness. Indeed, when you look good and dress nice, it literally changes your mood. Boost your confidence. I was told no matter how you feel, get up, dress, and show up. You have to, because that's the mark of not feeling good. I know, you know, if I'm having a really rough time and a really rough day, I can tell that's the first thing I don't want to do. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to, you know, get dressed, and you don't want to do your hair. You don't want to do any of that. And that is a telltale sign, like, no, you need to get up. You need to get up and going. Yeah. So yeah, being dressed up, it's a good look. And so again, on that note, I did a video, make sure you watch it, on what I do to prepare to go on camera. I personally like to go on camera with a certain standard. If I ever come live or whatever and I look crazy, whatever, I end up deleting the video because that will not be part of my repertoire. That's what's important to me. Someone else maybe not be as important. So yeah, it's a good conversation, y'all. I wasn't gonna hold you. We got about 10 more minutes. Good 10 more minutes. But I think we got the point. I was waiting on someone to chime in with, you know, a solid, hard, mind your own business, respectfully. And I didn't necessarily get that. Like I said, I loved the comment from Joanne when she was like, She doesn't want to police anybody's body, and that's huge. That's really, really huge, and that really helped me think of it in a different way. Like, ultimately, that's Lizzo's life. Ultimately, she plastic. Them her grandkids gonna see her behind bent over, being sprayed like she's a hog. Like that. And I don't mean hog because of her shape. I just mean, that's what you spray down the hogs in the country. So I can't, just like I've said in all my videos, I don't care who I'm talking about. I can't impress my standard of living on these people. And personally, I think the days of decorum, time and place for everything, that's gone. I think that's gone. And okay, so Lizzo's probably 20 something. So I'm like, okay, who's raising her? In that same regard. But we all know, we all grow up and do what we want to do, however we want to do it. I think the difference is it's being filmed. So goes back to Joanne's original comment. Like, okay, you can come over, but put that phone in the bowl. So here's the question to end off the night. It does begin at home, Sassy. Here's the question, the final question of the night. We got about 7 minutes. Do we collect the phones when you walk through the door and wild out how we always do? Because like I said, I'm not sitting up here saying that I don't twerk and don't twerk with my kids. And when I say I don't twerk, we joke, we laugh and everything else like that. Like, we gonna get it, It's a family thing, and that may even be generational. Okay, Melissa, I'ma do it. Mind your business. Okay, Monica, love it. Just wanted to give you the wild card. Come on. So but Monica, here's the spinoff. Thank you for the adversity. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a whole bunch of Latrice's fans, and they're gonna not even watch the video, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's stupid." So anyway, so they're gonna come in with the wild card. Mind your business. Oh, please. That's why I'm here. And so, Felicia says, yes, team, put your cell phone in the jar. Because here's the thing. The bigger picture is, I think the bigger picture is, why is this on the internet? Two things: time and place for everything, and why did she allow this to be recorded? But again, that was her business. Y'all, I think Melissa Squad 0, internet 3. Because everything we've talked about, it went back to different time and place. But I love having this conversation with you because you all definitely chimed in with different aspects. I love the wild card for me to mind my business, which I am, because like I said, I'm not trying to police no one's body, for sure. I'm not trying to police her body. The outfit courtside at the basketball game was a bit much. I don't care. They shouldn't even let her through the door, because if I would have showed up at a basketball game like that, they would have not let me through that door. She should not have been able to get in the door. Now, I don't care. There's a dress code everywhere you go. So I'm team collect the phones and let's have at it, and time and place for everything. Anybody else have? Those are my teams that I'm on. I'm on team collect the phones at the door, and then let's get lit, whatever that means for you. And then time and place for everything is really, really important. So to Lizzo's credit, she was at the right place. She was at a pool party. Absolutely right place. So I don't have any problem for that. And trust me, like I said, I grew up in the 2 Live Crew era. I grew up in Miami. It was hot all day, every day. So, I can't even sit up here and act like, not going to do that. But time and place for everything. And just be mindful of your surroundings. You're being recorded. It's going to be on here. Yes, indeed. You get them Trees Cult members over here. It's definitely going to be a minute, mind your business type conversation. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's okay. I don't mind. Like, I literally don't even put her in the title or anything. And whatever. It comes with the territory, guys. Me too. That's my era. Yes, Felicia. So you understand. It comes with the territory. I don't take it personal. You know, if people watch the video, then they know where I'm coming from in anything that I've ever talked about. So my friends, it is 7:55. I drop content, bangers, bangers, bangers for y'all. So make sure y'all go and check it out. Especially for those of you that were, especially those of you that have thinking about starting a YouTube channel, want to start a YouTube channel, what does it entail and everything else. I'm going to think about what's my height. My height, I am short. I am 5'2". And my kids really be like, take the 2 out. I'm very short. Deborah says what my height. I'm very short. And my husband's pretty tall. I wish I was tall. I'm okay. That's nothing that I've ever wished for. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I never wish to be tall. I only wish to be tall when I'm trying to reach something from the top of the cabinet or up there in the bookshelf or whatever. Then I got to call on my kids because they tower over me. My husband's very tall. And so my kids are very tall. And so, yeah, that's just my life. But anyway, my friends, I love it. I love you guys. I love the space that we've created. And catch up on all the videos, and you know I'm not going nowhere. So with that being said, as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.